Hey Mark, how you doing, mate? Can you hear me okay? Excellent. Let me test out this. Okay, don't know what happened there. Excellent. So let me try and share a screen, see what's going to happen. Hey, there we go. So all seems to be working. Is my sound quality okay? Excellente. So I am going to migrate fresh and seed quickly so we get started with a brand new database, all seeded. I think I need a quieter keyboard for this. Right, so now we can just connect. So PHPOnline, let's do some work. Publish some of these packages. Actually, we probably need an artisan command for that, don't we? I've got a, I don't even know what it is. It's mechanical, but it's fun. It's quite enjoyable to use. So we're going to make a new command. We're going to put this under packages, and we're just going to call this publish packages. That's not that fancy. I think it's about 20 quid. Not too bad, I suppose. So no, first things first, I'm going to add that. Enroll package publish command. Make sure we pulled any changes that have been merged. Wrong one, sorry. Get pulled. That's been a bit of a day. Oh, no, that's not good. It's not what you want, is it? So if I just close all of those, what we want is in the jobs, we've got concerns. In package, we've got published. And we're just going to want a not published for now. I'm just going to say this where published false. Put this nice and easy. So new commit, and we'll just say excellent. So in our console now we can quite easily tidy some of this up. Let's clean some of this while I'm doing it because I hate all of these horrible things. Right, so handle publish packages. So packages on a package that is unpublished all in each. Let's do some nice PHP 8 here, I think. Let's do a nice quick. That should be it. Don't really need to do that. So if we sort my windows, we've got no packages published. We will just do a publish any unpublished packages. And where are we? If we got it, packages publish. Keep it all nice and grouped. Do I uncommitted change panel that sits over the code? I'll keep my eye out for that. Definitely keep my eye out. There's my event sourcing. Here's the package stuff. So we're just going to quickly package publish. So what have we got? Undefined method unpublished. Not published. I suppose unpublished makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Okay. So if we go into the package, we're getting the builder, we're getting that package builder. We should have that. Perhaps we need to dump the autoloader because we're doing some model changes. Okay. Is it a naming issue? Perhaps. What could possibly be going on here? Got the model. Okay, we will do this slightly differently. Let's make sure I've got Tinkerbell open. So app models package. That would be why we are in the complete wrong one. There we go. So we've got some packages. Hey, how you doing? This is really weird talking to yourself. So if you open up a query, we get in the package builder. If we just go we want that to be unpublished, don't we? So let's rearrange that window a little bit. Come on, screens, behave yourselves. Unpublished. We've got to do a get. There we go. Hey, sent you a DM. Okay, perfect. Let me go have a quick look at that, see if it's something I need to change. Oh, that's git blame being a pain, isn't it? Okay, so let's see if we can just disable that. Git lens, just disable that for a bit. Quickly reload that. There we go. That should stop that happening for you, Mark. Might be a little bit nicer. Right, so we can get them now. So I think that was the issue. I was using the wrong method. So we still don't have anything published. It's still saying no. How odd is that? This is so strange. Let me update the dependencies and see if that will kill any. Is that, you're joking? It's a typo, is it? Can't be a typo. It's not that late. Oh my God, it is. Oh, sorry about that. I think I've had one of those days. There we go. So now if we go back to the home screen, we still don't have any packages apparently. Okay, we may have to turn this into an actual function, or do we? Do it like that. There we go. Publish. There we go. We got some packages. So if you haven't seen this before, this is PHPOnline. If you can hear me nicely, give me a thumbs up. Hopefully I'm not too bright. Gonna see if what some of these buttons do. Set the tone, set the mood a little bit. It's getting a bit later, isn't it? Let's get a softer light. Have we linked that up? No, we haven't linked that up yet. So that's what I'll do first. Do a quick add. We're just going to whip it because why not? So resources, views. This is our homepage. And this is where we have got the latest packages being pulled in like by Livewire, nice and clean. Livewire packages, latest packages. So we've got seal packages, root, pretty sure that's static, packages, index. If this complains, then we will see what happens. Hey, yeah, it's always a way. Forget what you name things. Have I created that yet? Package roots. That's breaking the convention I have been doing. So let me move this into here. It'll break elsewhere now, which is fine because I know that is in the components site navigation. No, it's not. It is in the config because I decided to do a menu builder for fun. That should. Where's that coming from? Card.blade. Packages card. Only in a few places, not too painful, I suppose. There we go. Done. So if we click up here, we can see all of the packages. Might make these a little bit nicer at some point. You can log in to submit a new package. You can go, apparently not view it. Let me close that off. Where's that trying to go to? Packages URI builder. So packages show passing through the package slug. That's fine. So static packages show. That should be fine. We shall see what's going wrong there. What's this linking to? Apparently nothing. That should be fine. Make sure that the root model binding is done on the package. Get root key name, slug. Yeah, that should be working fine. Well, that is a new one. Let's just make sure nothing's gone on in the controller. That's just 404 in general. Okay, so let's debug an issue for fun. Might be Twitch. It could be. I don't have too many options on this. Is there anything under settings? No, there's nothing that I can do through StreamYard, but it is my first experience with it, so I suppose we'll have to wait and see, won't we? See how well it goes. Okay, let's come back to here. Let's get the root list. So static packages show. Nothing that could be overriding that. I suppose user article slug could be killing that. So what I will have to do is probably down towards the end somewhere, is it? Yeah, this one's killing things. There we go. We got it. We got it. So I might have to add a to-do in here. Yeah, definitely worth looking at YouTube, I think, for the next one. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, currently we haven't got any information on this specific package on any of them. So if we just go to this one, because I know this one's got plenty of information, I can now work the queue. So what I'll do first is I'll come over to the queue and we will go look in the queue jobs. So as you can see, we've got every time you publish a new package or add a new package, you dispatch a job called fetch package meta job. So basically all that's really doing is getting information from the packages API, nice and quick and nice and easy. So now if I refresh this, we've got all the information we need about a package currently. So we've got package version, what type it is, what license, what versions are supported. Then we've got external dependencies all in here. These are probably going to be restyled at some point. Then any development dependencies that might be being used. And then if there's any funding options at all. So if I come back to show you an example that is not just my stuff that's being pulled through. Here's the Laravel ID helper by Barry. Pulls in the kind of that work. No, it doesn't work. I haven't linked that up yet. It'll pull in the description that's in the packages, the composer file. I'll have all of the different versions. That's a bug there that I need to iron out. Here's all of the required dependencies, any development dependencies, and nice image of Barry and a link to his GitHub. So this works actually quite nicely. So I struggled to find it to start with, if I'm completely honest. But what I did a little bit of magic Googling. And if I come down to the package funding card, so if you just go to like a person URL with a PNG, so I'll do an example. Someone type in their GitHub username in the chat and we'll test that one. Anybody at all? Come on, someone. There we go. So this is your repo. If you put a .jpeg on the end, that one doesn't work. If you do a .png, PNG seems to work. Oh, what a handsome chap. Looks a little bit like me. We must be twinning. But if you pop go to like a link and put .png on at the end of there, you actually get redirected to their latest image on GitHub, which is kind of quite handy, which is why I was able to do something like this without integrating with a GitHub API. What I'd probably do here is, here's the URL. You should probably look to move that up a little bit, maybe. Maybe put the A all around everything instead. So instead of just there, we could possibly wrap the entire thing, push that in a little bit, come back. Okay, so we need to fix some styling. Maybe do like a flex row or a flex col. No. That could be causing the issue, the width full. So if I just drop that a minute, what we want is we want an A on a link, which is going to have two components to it. The top part will be the image. The bottom part will be a bar. Yeah, we do look very similar, don't we? So if I just start with this and just will add this in here. This is on the link. Get the URL, that's coming from the API. We'll do a little bit of good practice along the way. Target blank. That should now be a link. Yep, the whole thing's a link. If I click that, I go there, which is perfect. And then what we're going to want is we're going to want GitHub and that all within here, but we're going to take the image, put the image in there. Let's just see how this looks to see what I need to fix. There we go, we're getting somewhere. We are definitely getting somewhere. So we'll do a class on this. This class we really want to be background gray 900 for now. We'll try that. We'll try this. See if because we've split it into divs, it will start behaving nicely. That's what we wanted. But what we're going to do around the rest of it is hover shadow MD. Is that working? Let's try large. You can see a little bit. The styling needs to change on a lot of these things anyway. So there we go. We've got some packages. That isn't working at the minute, so I will now fix the to-do that I had. So in our roots web, this part here. So we will prefix this with blog, blof, and we're going to say as articles, then we can just group it. Then we want to do a root. Not quite what I wanted. It's the articles index. We can get root, and we can just pull in this. We're going to drop this down to make it look a little bit friendlier. And then we will just give this a name of index. That's now been translated nicely. Log article roots. So next we want article show. So we're going to go root get. We're going to say, okay, so we're going to go /blog /user /article. And then we can pull this one in. And then we just set the name to be show. And hopefully that should stop any conflicts. Yes. Can I go to packages? Can I view a package? I can view a package. And now I can go view these. Perfect. So we can see articles. You can log in to submit. So I am going to quickly log in. Random comma. Nope, never through this website. So here I am logged in. I can see my packages and I can see my articles. So if I come back to the database quickly, I am currently user number 51. If I go to packages, let's just say that I have got some packages. This is yet to be properly all linked up. That needs to be sorted, so it goes to a new page or it goes to a modal. Your articles. This needs to, here's going to be the create livewire component. Let's see if I can assign some articles to me and see if they've been styled yet. Let's see, right, I've only done one because I'm a slow writer. I believe that is the category. So this is on category 1. So let's go double check category 1. We're just going to do test. Yeah, so there's a category. It's published in. This is who published it. Here's your title, when it was created, and whether it's published or not. So if I come back to that specific article and that should not be saying draft there, does it? Should it? So where it's saying published. So now we can close that down, move over to, I believe this is a Livewire articles, manage, submit for each article published. So under our models, builders article published, do it again and unpublished. And nice and quickly. So quick, this is where what I'm going to do. I've created a little helper function under support for article statuses. So we'll do a quick look const not published statuses, and that is going to be all of those other than published. So that should allow me to, is there a where not? Where, actually, I could probably just do a status. It doesn't equal article status published. Which means I don't need to add another helper method. Wherein, it's not, it doesn't have IDs. Does it matter with wherein if it's got IDs or not? Because then I can say that could be quicker. Probably a quicker look up there, isn't it? Wherein status not published. Cool. So what I'll do is we'll now use article is that going to die? No. Level status is draft. Draft. Pending. No, that's much better, isn't it? That's nice. And get all unpublished articles. So this bit here where it's saying published, this shouldn't be saying published really, should it? This should be the status that it is. So an article card maybe. I don't believe it is. So it's going to be in here. Here we go. So I could just say status draft, and this bit here. So I could just cycle that around. And we'll just do grey there, and green there, green there. Draft. Perfect. So let's get a published article. We'll say that this one is also mine. Make sure that that is working. Published is coming through. Okay, so this bit here is, oh, wait a minute. This is the issue that we were having on the model. I believe we had a PR for this. Did we have a PR? Is published. It is published. So I can actually just is published. And there we go. Oh, is not equals going to be faster, do you think, than a wherein? That'd be, if it is, I can quickly swap that around. Let's open up the debug bar quickly. What queries have we got going in? You know what, that's really annoying that I keep meaning to change that. Let's move the session over to file because I hate database sessions. There we go. Log back in. Cool, so queries. Think so. Yeah, it sounds about right, to be honest. It sounds like so where status does not equal published. Yeah, it sounds like it could be quicker. So we're not actually running that query on that page, are we? Can Tinkerwell give you anything? Is it still have the raw SQL? No. Or is it SQL? Let's go check the docs. If in doubt, check the docs. Get for methods. I'm pretty sure it's got like SQL somewhere. Raw SQL. Oh, you can do an explain. That could be fun. Oh, you mean get it as raw SQL. Select raw. Order by joins. Lots of joins. Some where clauses. That to SQL. Cool. So, and what's to get bindings do? Other way around, maybe? What's that bit do? Ah, okay. I see what's going on. Where status doesn't equal that. So in here, I come to query. I see. I haven't done an explain query in so long. What's the right syntax? Explain syntax. Explain statement. Load my SQL docs. Yeah, give me some cookies. I love cookies. So now I can describe. I've used that a million times. Yeah, okay, so explain does not equal published. Done. Simple. 50. 7 milliseconds. Okay, that's not bad. That's not a slow query. But if I send this back to do that, and if we just explain that, and we just say draft pending and whatever else I called it, draft pending and denied. That is again a simple one. It's ever so slightly quicker, which is strange. We just go back. We do the cheating average of see what number we spot the most. I think the problem is because there's so little records, it's not actually going to be that index needed on that column. What on articles? Articles table, is it not status? Okay. We'll index that. I got expression seed. Just work the queue quickly, get all of those in. So pretty fast. Yeah, maybe I'll just bump up the seeder quickly. So I don't know. Let's put in 500 maybe. If we migrate that. That's not too bad. So this is what I like to do when I'm developing locally. So what I've got is you get a selection of users which you want to default when you're running locally, just so you don't have to like go through that whole registration process, which can be annoying. And again, the packages and topics. There we go. That's all done. So now we're going to want to use that in a minute. Run 1.2, 1.5. That's not bad. That's not, I wouldn't say that was a slow query right now. Draft denied. And I keep forgetting. Oh, it's really been one of those days if I keep forgetting. Draft denied and pending. Right, so how slow is this one? Wow, that's still stupidly fast. That wearing is so much faster. I wonder if we could speed it up any more. Can you do like a where not in? Don't need that right now. Or that. Drop some of these. This, where not. Goes the docs. Come to here. Go to the top. We're not in. It's on a collection though. I'm assuming that is also available if we do status and we say article status published. It is less to look at, perhaps. If this is quicker, then I shall use this one, because this one is pretty darn quick as it is. About the same. About the same. I'll stick with the where not in, because it means that I don't actually have to have a extra constant there. So these are statuses we got. We've got a draft, which means that's not ready for submitting for approval. We've got a denied, so it didn't pass approval in case it might be spam. It's awaiting approval. Once you say, okay, I want to move this beyond just draft for myself to play with, then obviously we've got published. And then obviously deleted is just going to be gone. Well, that's nice. That works nicely. Means I don't need the docs or that open anymore. We can now log back in. Submit new article. I need to make that at some point. So what else could we do? What else could we do? Any ideas? What should we do? What could we add to this? I'm going to be lazy and do a work in progress commit. There we go. One thing I really wanted to do is to add way to crawl podcasts. So we could make a model called podcasts, create a migration for that, a factory and a let's do a migration and a seeder. Cool. So we'll close that down. So let's come over to migrations. We know that we're going to want, these are going to have users, right? So we'll do a nice table, foreign ID for the user ID. Before I do that, I will go to fullstackradio.com. Can you see their feed? RSS feeds.transistor. That wasn't what I was after. I've got an older version of this project somewhere. So if I just open up, where are we? We're under code, sites. Then this old one here. Open this up. How did I do it on here? So in the database migrations, we had podcasts. How did we do it? Submitted by, date, time, published, date, foreign. Let me grab this because I'm going to want it to be similar to how I did it last time, but obviously a little bit cleaner. So we've got those two things there. We've got a nice medium text to the body in case people need to write a description. External URL, that can't be null. These can be null for now. The title, we don't really want to be null. Published, we'll drop that. We'll drop that as well. We're going to call this meta. That works. That's how I wanted it to work. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to add a title and add a URL. That's the two things you kind of need to do, which means that we can then start crawling okay, we're not having factories, so I'll get rid of that. It means we can start crawling a feed URL to start pulling out any episodes on a podcast. So we're going to do a nice protected fillable, which is my preferred method. And what have we got? We have got title slug body. Title slug body external URL meta published, and we have meta. Not too bad. So now we need to cast a couple of things. So we're going to do a quick cast on published being a Boolean. And we'll say meta is, how did we do it on package? Because I want it the same, is JSON. Perfect. Okay. I like to add the user ID in here in case I have to fill it for some reason. We say public function user belongs to, let's return this belongs to the user class under the user ID. Nice and simple and clean. So now we can just do the other one and we can say that, okay, so a user can have many podcasts. As many, this has many podcasts. And we're going to look for the user ID in that one too. There's a user done. That one's done. Got all of that. Now in the seeders, we want the podcast seeder. So we're going to want to do this in here too. I'd like to check these up sometimes. Ooh, can't type. I'm going to call the podcast seeder class. So to do that, that's all fine. That's how we want that to work. And I'll come back to here because I'm pretty sure in my seeders I had a podcast seeder. And here are some of the ones that I had before. So we're just going to grab those into our seeder. I'll be picky and do this. Drop that in there. Perfect. And all we're going to do is run through a for each and create. Perfect. I am expecting a migration or seed to now fail. I'm expecting the seed to fail because I haven't got anything for this slug yet. Yes, perfect. So that means that on my models, the package I need to do has slugs on a podcast. A slug, and that means like the package, I need to replicate this. Didn't seem to work nicely on the trait, so I'll just do it through there. Right, let's try that again. Creating podcasts, let's go. Oh, and now we've died again. User ID doesn't have a default value. Bloody blah. Okay. Podcast seeder. Okay, we're gonna have to do this the horrible, horrible way. There's a key value. There we go. What am I talking about, Steve? You have been working for too long today. So we need the title. We know that much. So we can put the title in there, and then we can do the external URL in there. I'm keeping everything consistent with the external URL at the moment. Because I'm planning to do some event sourcing on how we're going to link through to external URLs so you can track basic analytics. So here I'm just going to go, just quickly get them in a random order, get the first one and choose their ID. Nothing too crazy, just quickly get them and tell them to be quiet. So now we have some podcasts. If we refresh this database, we've got some podcasts here. Got no body in it. It's got a slug. It's got some external URL here. That should all be good. So that's not what I'm after for the external URL, is it? Okay, so we're going to extend that slightly. On the migration, we're also going to want to add a feed URL as well, just to allow people to have somewhere to go to, but also somewhere to pull things from. So let's grab that as well. We'll put this in here. A feed URL. It's all sluggable. That's all good. In here. So what happens if I get this in? Just going to drop these out for now. That's one full stack radio, that one, because I know the link for that one. So if I can say the feed URL is that. Let's rewrite all of that stuff. Nicey, nice and simple. Reload this. We should have one. We should have one feed. Let's open up Tinker and see what happens. What is the HTTP client under namespace wise? HTTP client, we want which facade? This one. We're going to want that, and we're going to want to go HTTP. Going to get the and then we're going to get the feed URL. And we're going to say, okay, we also want to get app models podcast. What happens if I do this? And we just get the JSON data from it. Null. We get nothing. It was successful. So if we do that, we get something. Body. Is it giving us something that isn't JSON, which is why that is failing? Yes, it is giving us an XML feed. Perfect. So that is what we want to do. So we want to now create, let's commit this as a work in progress. Every time we create this, we want to kind of dispatch a job. So we need to observe it really. So I'm going to make an observer and we're going to call it a podcast observer. Perfect. And we'll do a public function created. Once our podcast has been created, visualizing typing the return on that one. Import that. Declaration name. So once it's been created, we can dispatch the job here. So what I'll quickly do in my service provider, in my observer service provider, I'll just say that, okay, I also want to podcast observe. Podcast observer. Nice. So that'll now observe that. That is fine. That'll do that. So we'll create a new job. Artisan make job. Have I created any more? Yes. So that's my naming convention. So we'll say podcasts fetch feed items. Cool. So what we'll say is fetch feed items. We're going to dispatch it, and we're going to say that is going to pass through the podcast. And we're going to pass through the ID, and we're going to pass through the feed URL. Because we don't want to serialize the entire model, really. So let's just do that. If we migrate. Migrate that, see if there's any jobs in there for the feed because it's been dispatched. So do we have any fetch feed item? Yes, we have one. Perfect. But what we're going to do is if it's not null, only on the podcast feed URL, that is the only time we want to dispatch it. We'll come back and do an update later. So that allows us to do that. That's all connecting. We've now got a nice job here, the podcasts. Say declare. Strict types is 1. I'm going to quickly have a look. Do I still have the project I was playing with? I do not have that anymore. That's a shame because I did work with that quite nicely. So let's get this part sorted, and then I'm going to call it a night. So we're going to have a public, it's going to come through in the integer, and that is the podcast ID. We're also going to have a string for a feed URL. So then when this is being handled, this is when we want to use Laminas feed reader. This is what we need, the Laminas feed, importing feeds, HTTP client. You can do all of that sort of stuff. But before I go too far down there, I might see if I can add a header and get a different sort of content back. So if I go to the HTTP client again, and we just go down to headers, I'm pretty sure with headers. I want to accept application JSON. No, it's still going to give us the XML things. That's fine. We don't mind that. We can handle that. It just means that we're going to have to use Laminas feed. So add commit this. And we'll do a config Laminas feed. There we go. We've got Laminas feed pulled in. That is going to work now. So actually, a better option is to go look at Parsing. Do this for their site, I believe. I believe they pull in some of their, it's on the feed. No, I believe they pull in some of their, yeah, exactly. When in doubt, check Parsing, right? Parsing team, there's some members in here. No. Was it on freak.dev maybe? It could have been freak.dev. Did he pull in? I remember reading it. No, it wasn't. It was definitely on the Sparsy site. They maybe in a Cedar. Product purchase, users, videos, ads. Repositories. No. They had a nice way where they'd pull in their other members' URLs, feeds from a URL. I'll just let's hack it. We'll hack it. We will say reader is a. Can I go back to where I was? Here we go. We just need a reader import. Reader, Laminas feed reader, import this feed URL. Okay, Then we just need to be able to get the content. Start. No, that's where you're creating a feed for Laravel feed one. I'm trying to kind of consume one. So importing feeds, import. Okay, if I just do a quick dime dump on reader, just actually, can I do? I could probably do this in here quite nicely. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. So I want that, and I want fetch feed items, and then I want a new fetch feed items where I'm passing in that and I need the feed URL. There we go. That and that. So we're going to get that, put them down the line so I can read it nicely. Create the new one, and then we should be able to handle, I believe, which will hopefully just dime dump it. Ooh, and find feed URL. This feed URL. There we go. Glamorous client not found in reader. Okay. So we need to pull in a Laminas HTTP client. How do they name it? This one, quick start. Okay, intro. Any hints? Laminas HTTP maybe. Laminas HTTP. There we go. You can kind of predict some of the naming conventions there, which is handy. Perfect. I have got the feed, which is nice. Next question is, what the hell can I do with it? Okay, so I could say the feed equals that. Actually, no, we won't do it there. We'll do it in the dispatchable job. We'll move it a bit closer so I can play with it. That's a feed. Then for each feed as an item, we're going to quickly dime dump on the item and see what it's got going for it. We've got an entry for RSS. Perfect. I believe you can now do things like get title. Excellent. What other things you can do? Get title, description, author's link. So this is where we want to create a new model and just work from there. So PHP artisan make model podcast episode, get migration. Excellent. So plot those migrations, podcast episodes, and what we're going to do is find ID for podcast ID. Okay, so let's just dime dump on that. that. What is it going to give us? Give a title, generator, description. What do we want? We're going to want the copyright, really, aren't we? So we want the title. I'll figure out how to route it later. We'll stick the IDs for now. We have a table, still normal text for description, but we'll make that nullable just in case they don't have one available yet. Title, okay, so we're on a link, table string, external URL, keep that standard. You don't want the string for the copyright information. Copyright. I don't really want to get anything to do with the. We're going to want published date, aren't we? Really. How is it sent? Here's a date timestamp. So timestamp for published. Ooh, what's going on there? Published at. So now we can come up to our model, come down to here. I'll do some of a cleanup on this later because it's getting on a bit. Protected, fillable. We're going to have a title. We're going to have a description. External URL. We have the copyright information, which isn't nullable. Then we're going to have the podcast ID and the published at. So now we just need to do the casts. So I'm pretty sure that is a date time. Anything else? Nope. We're good with all of those. And we can say public function podcast. And this is a belongs to, return this belongs to a podcast. And we will use the podcast ID. And the podcast, we can say public function episodes. Ooh, funny spelling of function going on right there, isn't it? And it has many you can tell you're getting tired when you start typing like a moron. And we're going to be using the podcast ID there as well. Make sure we import that class. So all of that is done. That bit's done. Fetching the feed items. So we're going to do a quick on item get title. We can get titles. Perfect. Make sure we get everything that we're going to want to get. Get description. Excellent, excellent. We want the external URL as well, so we're going to want to get the item get link. That's given us the link, which is nice. Get copyright. Boom. Get copyright doesn't exist. Okay. there might be another method to get that, so I'll have a look in a second. What other methods do we have? Import. Get XPath, get XPath, register a namespace, evaluate. What can we do? What can we do? Feed links, find feed links, feed, get categories, get values. What can we get from it? We can get ID, get title, description, get link, feed link, authors. Do we have anything to do with authors on here? No, that's coming back as no. That's fine. We can live with that. Get date created. Yeah, we can use that. That looks accurate because I actually follow that podcast. Language generator, get copyright should be there. I'm spelling it right. It's not liking it though. Get image. Ooh, then image. If so, that could be useful to get. No, not located. Extended feed API methods. Get element. DOM document get path. Key. Says content. Is get content going to return anything? Wow. Okay. That sounds like it gets the. So we don't actually want the description. We want the content because that'll give us the show notes. Maybe we want both. So we can get the description and table text, show notes. We'll set these as nullable. Come over to podcast to make sure we've got show notes fillable. That's podcast. It's this bit. Get the show notes. Get comments, get loads of stuff. I might have to wait to get the copyright and come back to that because it doesn't seem to want to do much else. So what we'll do is we would do a podcast episode. We're going to create it and we're going to say that the title is this. At the description we get the link as well. We'll do show notes first. Show notes. Here's get content. then we can do external URL. We might have to set that to be nullable because I can't fetch it right now. External URL is the link here. And then the last part is the podcast ID for now, which is podcast ID. We have got that. So that is now that. So can we migrate fresh and seed, actually create all of those, and then when I dispatch the job, we should create things in theory. Queue work. If we fail anywhere, oh, no, we're doing okay. Oh, did we? Bam, we've got the episodes. That was actually quite fun. So where's the external URL? How does that respond on the web? Okay, that works. Yeah, that's kind of fun, wasn't it? There's got to be another way that I could get the URL though, so that I don't have to embed it. We'll do a quick dive dump on the item. Keyword. Do is quickly truncate this table, and we will also. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter, does it? I can just migrate fresh, and then queue work. Migrate fresh for now. So this bit. This is giving us all the information here. So let's look at these. Lots of RSS information going on. Here's a channel. Feeds. Transistor feed URL. Description. Copyright, which he just doesn't seem to want to get. We'll have to jump into that a little bit later, maybe. There's a link. iTunes category. Google Play image, Google Play summary, iTunes item itself, which is content, I assume. Yeah, that's all of the content that is going in there. Send the content, published date, author, enclosure URL. Okay. Looks like we might need to try and dig into that a little bit for it to work properly, but I think it might be a problem for another day. Otherwise my wife will kill me and wonder where I've gone. Right, well, I think I might call that a night. Push all of that up. All of that code is available now on GitHub. Got my name wrong. PHPOnline.dev. All of it's now available on here. And yeah, feel free to download and have a play and maybe fix some of the issues that I still need to fix. So thank you very much. Catch you all later.